नमस्कार, स्वागत है आपका 100 न्यूज़ में। इस वक्त हम सेल के एक इवेंट में मौजूद हैं और आज हम इस इवेंट के बारे में जानेंगे। सबसे पहले हमें ये बताइए कि ये जो कोलैबोरेशन है नॉरफंड से, बेसिकली ये है क्या?
So there are multiple investors like Norfund, DFC, ADB, Tatas and इनके अलावा भी investors हैं जिन्होंने हमारे साथ partnership की है, financial partnership to infuse money in our different projects. So we have 25 to 30 different power projects at various locations in India. So they are going to, this investment will help us to execute these projects.
Basically, what type of projects are these? I just heard something about the non-renewable energy.
So these are all renewable energy projects. These are solar projects and these are waste to energy, agri waste to energy projects. So purely renewable.
Okay. And how do you look into the collaboration with Norfund? Because the US, representative was also there and told us about the investment and such a huge amount.
So Norfund is a fund of Government of Norway, and similarly DFC is fund of Government of United States. So these are virtually like sovereign funds. So when two marquee countries come and partner with you virtually, it helps you to sustain and to build on your business pretty fast, because these are very good names, very good partners to have with.
You're getting support from two different countries. So what do you have to say about our own country, and what kind of support are you getting from Indian government?
So we are getting support from even Indian institutions, domestic institutions. They are also part of this $1 billion announcement. It's not just Norfund and DFC. From the Indian government, there is no specific support required. The ecosystem which the Indian government has created for renewables is good enough for us, to do business and to scale our business.
Thank you.
Thank you.
SAEL keeps on stepping up the game. SAEL is accelerating India's energy transition by providing much needed renewable energy, sustaining India's staggering growth. And first of all, I'd like to recognize the sponsors, Mr. Sukhbir Singh and Mr. Jaspir Singh, and thank you for inviting Norfund to take part in your journey. Norfund's investment is made through the Climate Investment Fund, which we manage on behalf of the Norwegian Ministry of Foreign Affairs. The fund is the Norwegian government's primary tool for accelerating the global energy transition. And India is indeed the most important market for the fund. And thanks to your impressive economic growth, favourable regulation and strong local competence. SAEL is a great fit for the Climate Investment Fund. The projects in your pipeline will make important contributions towards our ambition of avoiding 14 million tonnes of CO2 emissions annually. The SAEL story, as you all know, is founded on your strong roots in the farming community in Punjab. Last November, our owner, Mrs. Trondheim, Norway's Minister of International Development, visited your facilities. And she was very impressed by your strong dedication and not least the dedication you have to the communities, the local communities, and the steps you're taking to boost economic opportunities throughout the value chain in the companies you operate in. Yesterday, I also got the chance to witness myself how investing in SAEL is a triple win. Firstly, you provide access to affordable renewable energy. Secondly, reduce greenhouse gas emissions and the biomass plants reduce air pollution. And thirdly, you're creating positive climate and development impacts to the local communities. These align well with Norfund's goals. I'm happy that we are joined in our announcements by well-renowned local and international investors, which ensures that SAEL can deliver on the next phase of its growth. We're also happy to be teaming up with DFC in that regard and ADB. Through our one-year journey together with SAEL, we've seen a strong team with ability to execute projects and scale growth. We're indeed very impressed by what you've been able to accomplish in such a short period. Equally important, we've seen a commitment to strengthen the organisation on important skills such as we heard in the video on the E&S side in particular, and also in the governance side. This makes me and us confident that we'll continue to see SAEL maintain operational excellence while simultaneously growing its renewable energy portfolio. A big congrats to the SAEL team. I know you're working incredibly hard. Nothing can be done without the team effort that you're all putting in. And big congrats on the great accomplishments and for securing this massive financing that you now secured. And I really look forward to be following this journey, and I feel privileged to be somehow taking an active part to make it happen. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Thorliusson. It's an honor to have you here with us, and your contribution is extremely valuable. Thank you once again. And now I would like to request Deputy Chief of Mission, and before I call her, it's time for me to call the Hon'ble Ambassador here with us. We have the Hon'ble Ambassador of Norway to India, Miss May Ellen Stenner. Let's welcome her with a huge round of applause.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished dignitaries. I am really happy to be here today to mark this occasion that SAEL is announcing a total number of $1 billion total in funding. Congratulations. This is a big number, and this number shows that it is attractive to invest in green transition in India. I am here today because the government-owned Norwegian Investment Fund, as just has been said by its CEO, is one of the largest investors in SAEL. So far, they have invested $60 million in SAEL. CEO also mentioned the visit of the Norwegian Minister for International Development. I also visited the biomass and solar facilities in Punjab in November together with her, and it was really impressive to see the work you are doing on agri-waste to energy and renewable energy development in Punjab, and the impact you have on the local community. It is important that India, as well as other countries, get access to sufficient capital to develop renewable energy solutions. To achieve this, blended finance mechanisms are key. Public funding must increase, and we must use these funds to also mobilize private capital. This will help reduce risk for commercial investors and attract funds to projects that contribute to sustainable development, while providing financial returns to investors. The Norwegian Investment Fund, Norfund, is a tool to achieve exactly this. The fund's investments in India have shown how public capital can effectively mobilize also private capital. Norfund's climate investment mandate is the most important contributor to Norway reaching our goal of doubling our climate financing from 2020 to 2026. The fund's investments in new renewable energy in 2022 alone will help avoid emissions of 6.2 million tons of CO2. This is equivalent to 13% of Norway's annual emissions. We all know that our biggest common challenge is how to prevent global temperatures rising too high, while at the same time promoting sustainable economic development in the countries that need it. Renewable energy is therefore a precondition for low-carbon green development. I'm so glad to see the work that SAEL is doing to contribute to green transition in India, and I'm happy to be here today to support your strong partnership with Norfund. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Excellency, for taking time out of your busy schedule and being here with us. We're grateful for your support. Moving further, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to invite onto the dais Deputy Chief of Mission, Government of United States of America, Ms. Patricia Lacina, I request you to please join me on dais and share her views. Good evening. It's great to be here with you today. And we're honored this evening to announce DFC's commitment of a $35 million equity investment into SAEL Industry Limited. This investment will fund the development of new solar and waste-to-energy assets, increasing India's renewable energy capacity, curbing emissions, mitigating air pollution, and increasing rural income opportunities. The United States' partnership with India is one of our most consequential relationships. We have expanded our collaboration across many issues over the last decade, from defense to space, from science and technology cooperation to expanded people-to-people ties. We work closely with India on our most vital priorities, increasing our mutual prosperity, advancing democracy and human rights, upholding a rules-based order grounded in international law, and addressing the climate crisis. Simply put, our countries are better together. As climate action and clean energy leaders, the United States and India share a common and ambitious vision to rapidly deploy clean energy at scale, build economic prosperity, and help achieve global climate goals. The United States aims for 100% carbon pollution-free power by 2035. While India plans to deploy 500 gigawatts of renewable energy capacity by 2030. Both are ambitious but necessary goals. India has been at the forefront of supporting action-oriented steps at the global level in response to climate change and is a crucial partner for containing global warming to 1.5 degrees centigrade. The COP28 summit highlighted advancements in renewables, hydrogen, methane abatement in the oil and gas sector, carbon management, and nuclear energy, as well as other clean energy technologies. For the first time, countries committed to transition away from fossil fuels. While more work needs to be done to keep the 1.5 degrees Celsius goal within reach, the outcome at COP28 puts us one step closer. Under the US-India Comprehensive Global and Strategic Partnership, the two countries have partnered to accelerate the deployment of greenfield renewable energy, support energy security, scale innovative technologies, and mobilize investment for quality, sustainable, and resilient infrastructure. The United States and India share a common vision to rapidly deploy clean energy at scale, and DFC has supported this goal through investment in climate mitigation, resilience, and adaptation. DFC support of India's private sector to advance India's climate goals includes the following. DFC, America's Development Finance Institution, provides loans and equity investments to the private sector to solve critical challenges facing the world, such as climate change. DFC's investment in SAEL advances India's climate goals and clean energy transition through investment in solar and waste-to-energy assets. SAEL's waste-to-energy operation is particularly relevant in northern India, where the open burning of crop residue during the winter months increases smog levels and reduces air quality to very poor and severe index levels, as you can see. SAEL's new waste-to-energy facilities will increase India's capacity to process agricultural waste in a controlled environment and generate energy. The new waste-to-energy facilities will provide an alternative for farmers from agricultural waste burning while reducing pollution and providing income opportunities in rural areas. DFC's investment also supports continued investment in solar assets, supporting the growth of a critical, low-cost renewable energy source in India's clean energy transition. Overall, the investment will increase renewable energy capacity, reduce particulate matter, and support increased incomes for 60,000 farmers. As we address the challenges of climate change, we are united in a shared vision to achieve global climate goals, build economic prosperity, and revitalize communities through continued investment and cooperation. Thank you. The stage. Can you have the mic on, please?
Thank you very much. And, it's a great pleasure for me, a great honor to be here to, announce that we are increasing our investments in SAEL by $50 million. And that with investments last year, another 60 million, we are now up to 110. So we have a great commitment to SAEL. And I would also like to thank you so much. The whole board is here. And we had a really, good day yesterday at the facilities. And we saw the facilities, the bioenergy, we saw the local farmers, and we were very impressed. And we are very honored to be a part of the SAEL team, and we look really much forward to developing our relationship going forward. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Norfund team, having trust in us. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ms. Verba. That is the chairwoman of Norfund. Once again, thank you so much, ma'am. We really, really value your support to SAEL. Moving forward now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for our next partnership announcement. And for this, I invite onto the stage Mr. Ajay Rao, Regional Managing Director, South Asia, DFC. Mr. Pankaj Sandwani, Chief Business Officer from Tata Capital on stage. Mr. Jasbir, please. We at SAEL are grateful to Tata Capital for lending support to our initiatives. With the following of over 3 million across social media platforms, she has built a reputation for reliable, verified, and non-partisan news updates. The recipient of the Ramnath Goenka Award for Excellence in Journalism, Vogue Woman of the Year, Impact's 40 under 40, and the one who's been rated among the most impactful women in Indian media and marketing. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the founder and editor of Beetroot News, Ms. Faye D'Souza.
Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, it is a pleasure to be here today. As a regular ordinary citizen of India, this evening is heartening and encouraging. We're in Delhi, where we wake up every morning, and unlike the rest of the world, we don't check the weather, we check the air quality. We decide whether our children can go out to play today, whether they can go to school, because of the air that we breathe. And that's a massive equalizer. Rich and poor alike, although the rich can afford to buy air purifiers, everybody has to breathe the same air. And across our cities, we're facing similar problems. When we talk about energy, India is currently taking her place as a leader in the world when it comes to renewable energy. Number 4. And there's so much more ground to cover, because we have on a daily basis people who are coming out of poverty and accessing electricity for the first time in their homes. They now can work for longer hours because they have lights at night. They can study. their children can access more information because they can use the internet. So the challenge that India faces right now is to reduce our dependency on fossil fuels without cutting off access to our people who are gaining it for the first time. Which means not only do we have to find ways to generate energy that is good for the earth, we have to do it in a way that's accessible and affordable, so we don't lock anybody out when we do it. So an evening like this, when we see excellent work by companies like SAEL, and the partnerships that are being built around it, and the true commitment to achieving India's goals on renewable energy, means that for everyone at home right now who is able to access the internet, work longer hours, and study under light bulbs within their own homes, this conversation today is relevant. India, of course, has giant targets that it wants to achieve when it comes to renewable energy. 500 gigawatts before 2030, 50% of installed capacity that will be from non-fossil fuel-based energy sources, which means no natural gas and no burning of coal. And achieving net zero emissions by 2070. For a country of this size, it seems daunting, but the good news is we're well on our way to achieving those well in time. The challenge is, like I told you, funding, and of course, power security and affordability. When a company like SAEL achieves what it has done, and not to a small tune, but to $1 billion, it becomes a learning moment for everyone associated with sustainability and with, of course, the energy sector. SAEL is currently overseeing a portfolio of more than 20 projects in solar and agriculture waste to energy. We've achieved a committed capacity of 5 gigawatts, 2.7 project capacity, 2.3 manufacturing capacity. And the thing that citizens of Delhi will love the most is, of course, your agriculture waste to energy, which means that the smoke that we're choking on, which comes from the farmlands, there's a solution here that's viable, that's interesting to investors, and that's sustainable. So I'm extremely honored to be part of this conversation that we're obviously going to have on stage right now, where we'll talk about what we're doing right and what we can do across the country to replicate what's happening in this room so that we can bring more solutions, clean the air better, be more responsible towards the earth, but still grow as Indian citizens need her to do so. So please give a warm round of applause for Mr. Jasbir Singh Awla, the Chairman and Managing Director of SAEL. Well, I'm just going to introduce now the guests of our panel discussion. Forgive me for that. The topic of our panel discussion today is Green Growth, the Pathway to Sustainability. I'd like to invite each of our panelists on stage. To begin with, Mr. Bjornar Byrud, the Senior Vice President of Renewable Energy at Norfund. Mr. Pankaj Sidhwani, Chief Business Officer at Tata Cleantech. Chaudhary, Director of Private Sector Finance, Asian Development Bank. Mr. Ajay Rao, Regional Managing Director, South Asia of DFC. Lakshmi Awla, the Chief Executive Officer at SAEL. And Varun Gupta, the Chief Investment Officer and Head Corporate Development at SAEL. Thank you, Jen.
And how all these work hand in hand, I'll talk a little bit about that. So on development impact, we heard about AQI, focusing on that directly, but also on increasing farmer incomes, extremely important to us, and also women's economic empowerment. The targets that ADB and others worked on greatly attracted us to the company. It's important at all levels, women's employment at the management level, at the board level, and also in supporting the local communities. Now, onto track record, the deep understanding and knowledge of the SAEL promoters in the agricultural sector, I think allowed them to use innovative technology to solve this energy situation. And we'd love to kind of continue to look at others and multiply. And DFC has done in FY23 $3.8 billion in commitments worldwide for climate change. SAEL is a part of that story. And so lastly, on commercial viability, right? So it has to be sustainable, it has to return money to investors and grow and attract and mobilize private sector capital. So that's how you create the sustainability for the development impact as well as growth of the company.
Mr. Awa, I do want to ask you this though. The tricky thing about the energy space is, and it was already mentioned, that you have to do business with state energy distributors. They don't always pay their bills on time. And we still have a way to go before we're able to transport energy without losing half of it in inefficiency, or almost half of it in inefficiency. What are the changes you'd like to see so that we can plug those gaps?
If I talk about the changes, I think the government, obviously they have come up with new policies, new procedures. The government really needs to step up what it has been doing on coming up with new projects, new tenders. As a company, I think they are willing to contribute more to this drive. See, waste to energy is a very different concept. It's not only about numbers. It also helps in improving the environment, improving the major problems of pollution and employment. So I think the government and the financial institutions have been quite helpful with their hand-holding. The investors have been very helpful. I feel that overall it's just a push from all the stakeholders so that as an institution we're able to provide more to the society.
And with this collaboration you have with the $1 billion, what are you going to do with it? What's in store for the company and what can we expect?
So I think, see, the first objective is to implement the plans. I think that is what we are focusing on right now. We have a very professional team that would be handling the entire portfolio. Apart from that, yeah. So we are just hoping for a good year ahead and going forward with this huge investment in Alliance.
I think just to add to it, this 1 billion is just one phase. We are raising another one to implement current assets which are under construction. So this 1 billion is just an enabler, just a start. I think in the next 3 months we'll be closing another $700 to $800 million to implement our current portfolio which is in implementation.